Thank you to Matt on Twitter who sent forward an article talking about 100 kids in a Tennessee high school that are now suspended from taking part in graduation services, and they're not going to be receiving their diploma in front of their family and friends and with their fellow students that they, a lot of which have went through the school system since they were 5 years old with, are going to be able to celebrate what should be a very happy day together one last time as school students. Now, what happened here was a senior prank took place in this high school, and senior pranks happen. I'm not going to sit here and say this is the first time I saw any sort of senior pranking took place in my high school. And, it's supposed to be, something kind of just like, fun and innocent, maybe it makes the janitor do an extra hour of work, stuff along those lines. It's, putting streamers and shit and nothing that's destruction of property. We'll get to that in a second here. What we had happen in this Tennessee high school goes above and beyond the realm of just innocent pranking. And I'll put some pictures up here to show you what the high school looked like. We're talking about garbage cans dumped upside down and just spewing trash in the hallway, to even going as far as bringing in dead roadkill. Dead roadkill. Also, some of the doorways were booby-trapped, like people putting marbles down by some of the students, excuse me, some of the teachers' doorways so that they would slip and fall, because they couldn't see the marbles over all the trash and whatnot. So, the intent to harm was potentially there. Now, all that is disgusting, and it's like, oh, I can't believe these kids and all, but the one thing that I'm kind of taking out of this story that I kind of want to, that's not going to be like, the major thing that the majority of people that I feel are going to address about this is the number of students that are basically in an uproar over the fact that they're getting lumped into what a few bad kids ended up doing. Now, and this whole story goes beyond just what the kids did. There's actually a sheriff's deputy that is on suspension right now, as well as the principal being suspended without pay right now for both knowingly taking part or knowing that this pranking was going to occur and willingly let it happen. The deputy even, as so much, unlocked the school doors and helped kids bring supplies in to take part in this prank. So, but the one thing that I want to dwell on here is there's a number of students that are upset that they are getting lumped into with what the minority of students that took this too far did. There was people that urinated on the walls, brought in the dead roadkill, like I said, dumped trash cans upside down, did a number of despicable things. And I'll leave a link in the video description with an article and a video talking about this. And in that video, there's a senior that's interviewed. She's an honor student with a 4.0 GPA and all that. And she feels she's being unjustly punished for what that minority of kids did that went above the whole harmless prank aspect of this that it was intended to be. And she is one of the 100 students, and there was another guy that they interviewed as well, who is another one of the 100 students that are getting suspended for this and not being allowed to participate in graduation ceremonies. They're basically saying how they're getting lumped in, and they weren't the ones that did the things that crossed the line. And they don't condone the things that cross the line, like the urinating on the wall, like the bringing in of dead roadkill, like the booby-trapping of the doorways and the breaking into lockers, etc., etc. But here's what I have to say to that. If it was truly a minority of students that were doing that, you, as the collective majority that were taking part in this willingly, have to either stay there and fix the situation or come together as a majority and put that minority of kids going over the line in check. As far as I'm concerned, those kids, and I believe that girl that's interviewed in the news, I believe she didn't take part in the stuff that went over the line. But here's the thing. In the real world, that's just how it works. When you're in a collective group like that and things go oopsie-doozy bad, you get lumped in together if just a few of you spark things that went over the line. Now, there's certain instances, obviously, like if you're in a ride or something and someone shoots at the cops, they're obviously going to go after the guy that shot the cops. But anyway, if this was like in an office building or something and a number of people and it was a professional level job and just a couple people in the office overstepped the bounds, everyone would get punished. So this girl and this guy that are screaming foul, that they're getting lumped in with the few kids that went above and beyond, well, you're ultimately responsible for willingly taking part in this, and frankly, it shows a lack of intelligence. Fuck, I can't finish that line now. It shows a lack of intelligence that they... Oh, pot calling kettle black. It shows a lack of intelligence that they even went willingly as a part of this prank. I can't believe it. Jesus Christ. I'm a dumbass. Anyway. And again, if, you know, what these kids saw and what the kids that feel things cross the line, what they saw, felt cross the line, why didn't they rectify the situation before they left? Why did they let things get out of control while they were there? Again, if it was just a handful of people going crazy, then yeah, you got to make sure that those crazies don't overtake things and make things look bad for everyone. Oh my God. Anyway, I have no sympathy for anyone that's suspended in this because, again, I truly do feel it was the minority of students that crossed the lines here. And, you know, I like stories like this because, again, pranking happens, especially when senior graduations are coming about. It happens on college campuses, happens on high school campuses. You know, it's nothing that's going to end today or tomorrow. But stories like this that show things that go above the line of innocent pranking, you know, it helps spell out to people more like, you know, don't be a dick about it. You know, innocent pranking is one thing, and like I said, giving the, you know, school janitor an extra hour worth of work, you know, it's no real, you know, foul done. But the police taking part in this, the principal willingly knowing about this, people urinating on the walls, roadkill, like, come on. Come on. Jeez, just worry about summer break before your first year of college. I mean, that's these kids should be worried about right now. And if you do pranking, don't be a dick about it. That's the moral of the story. Anyways, I'm going to go back to school so I can be more intelligent, whatever the hell I was trying to say before. Have a good day, everyone.